Hey everybody, good afternoon. You know me, it's Paul with Washington Pro Carpet Cleaning. Today's episode, I've went and picked up a couple of area rugs, and I wanted to show. I could do it up there in my 3-car garage. There's a workshop in there, but it's easier if I'm gonna do a thorough cleaning and soak it down first to do it out here. I have a little bit of an incline on the grass, and I'll put that tarp down, which you saw, and then I'm going to take these rugs, and these are, I think it's a 5x7 and an 8x10 maybe, and they're not too bad, but the lady that wanted them cleaned, the tag says they're 100% polypropylene, and it says dry clean only, but I mean, years ago when I did the IICRC certification, we did polypropylene through a rug spa and stuff like that. So, and I know you can get these wet and then just dry them. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a deep clean. Like I said, her problem was she has really bad allergies, and she got these at a used rug shop, and something's causing her feet to, I guess, rash up or whatever. So she didn't just want a steam cleaning or a surface clean or cleaned in her house. She specifically wanted them taken to a shop and what she called bathed. So that's what I'm going to do today. And oh man, look at that beautiful ship just going through the port or the bay back there. But see the incline? All the water's going to run downhill. And I'm going to use the awesome end cap, which is from the end cap store again. That way, once they're fully dry, I'll vacuum them before I roll them. And what I'll do, that way if there won't be any residue. It'll dry to a crystal. So you want to soak these really good. I always let the customer know ahead of time when we do a bath on them, or a rug spa like they call it. I can't guarantee that the tags will remain intact. Sometimes they come right off. But this is the back side of the carpet. And since she has allergies, I'm going to completely do both sides. I'm going to use the Oreck and the green brush. And I mean, this just goes to show if somebody wanted to open up a rug, oriental rug cleaning business, you have to know, what you can use on wool products and what you can't. But you could learn that easy online. And if you have an Oreck and a green brush and a shop vac, like I'll show you, away you go. And then when I'm done and they're completely dry and I'm going to put my air movers on them, I'll dry both sides, and then I'll probably spray a little bit of that ClO2, and just to get rid of anything that's on there. There was no smells, which was good. But I'll let them dry out after I spray the ClO2 on them for maybe another hour. And then I'll roll them up. And what I like to do is just take some saran wrap and wrap it around both ends tight so that I can deliver them. I made the mistake here of pouring the solution on. And what happens, it just penetrated right through the back. You'll see what I mean. I've had other solutions that I've used that you could do that, because it gets immersed in the water. You see that wobble? That tells you that your brush is not pushed on there correctly. It's on there crooked. I'll end up fixing that here in a minute. But obviously what I found is it's not spreading out in the water, so I'm going to have to get a spray bottle and pre-spray it, and then do it that way. If I was on the top side of the carpet, I could have done it that way because it'll just foam up immediately. But the back side, no, didn't work. So let me fill up a bottle, and these are cheap Zep. I think they're 32-ounce bottles you can get for a few dollars at Home Depot. And the other thing is, if you did start a rug business or a rug spa business, nobody's going to be there if you don't like people watching you. Plus, check it out, you can be in the privacy of your own home. drinking a sweet tea and watching the boats go by if you live on the water, or whatever, in your own backyard. It's not a difficult situation. And if you present yourself professionally, advertise professionally, and get some 5-star reviews. Come on, Paul. There we go. Pop. That worked. All right. So I did speed this up just a little bit, I believe, because the video was quite long. And I'm just going to make sure I shampoo the back side of this and get all that. If you could actually see through my eyes, you'd be amazed. It was really just brightening up that back side. So, and I always get those edges real good. And if you don't have a slope in your yard, if you're going to do rugs on a tarp, and I can hear the guys now that have the real rug spas in their shop. I mean, I could go build one and put it in my shop if I wanted to, but I don't really have the need for it. I mean, this seems to work perfect for me. And in previous homes years ago, I used to just actually steam clean them and use a hand brush, or just skip the Oreck and skip the steam clean and use a hand brush, scrub it real good, not on my hands and knees, but with a handle like a deck brush. Then hose it all off. And I didn't have a slope on my landscape, so I got a couple of plywood sheets, 8x4 each, and put those in the front yard, and then put a couple bricks on the end to slant it so the water would run down, and then put the tarp over that, and that worked just as good. So ideas, food for thought, very easy business to get into. I mean, a couple pieces of plywood, some bricks, an Oreck or a $10 deck brush, and a good shop vac to suck out the water. And then the air dryers are good. You can get the air dryers at Home Depot for about $89. I think my small one was $89. The bigger one was a little bit more, but you'll see those towards the end of the video. So, and that's the thing, you just want to make sure they dry real good. You can even place, if it wasn't such a good day today, I would put the tip of the air circulator just under the edge of the rug, and it would flop around a little bit, but it would dry the underside first and then flip it over and dry it, and then pull it out and put it on the surface. So, very simple. All right. I'm not advocating you go out and start a rug cleaning business. I just like to point stuff like that out. So, because you can make pretty good money. I mean, I've done, Oriental rugs, expensive rugs, and sometimes all I do is, for safety, if you're worried about wool, you can go to Home Depot and get Odoban 3-in-1. That's Odoban 3-in-1 carpet cleaner. It's a wool safe product. It dries 70% quicker than all others. I don't know, it's some kind of patented formula. And I will note it's meant to be used with cold water, not hot water, so it works perfect on this this application. And if you had a steam cleaner and you were thinking about using Odoban, you would want to turn the heat off on your portable, or if your portable doesn't have heat, you're fine. Just add the proper amount of Odoban into your machine and use the clean water. And if the customers ask, hey, is that steam or is that heating up, you can tell them it's a eco-friendly steam cleaning. Steam cleaning refers to hot water extraction. You're actually using chemical technology and doing a cold water extraction. No shrinkage, no damage, no color loss, whatever you want to say. Okay, here I go ranting about some other stuff, but I get a lot of questions on my Facebook message page, my business page, people wanting to know different business ideas. And sometimes I just don't have a lot of time. I know I've got a guy I need to call back. I think his name's Frank, and he's starting out, and I wish him the best. He's, I think, in Florida, but I haven't had an opportunity to give him a call back. I've been so busy with, work picking back up again, but I will call. And it's easier for me, text message or instant messenger works a lot easier because I can kind of control it better. But I understand he he has questions. He's new to the business, and it's easier for his thought process to actually speak to someone. So I don't mind giving him a few minutes of my time once I have time. But you could see the water runs down that hill, and there's right at the end of each one of these, I just kind of put my foot in on the end of the tarp, kind of so that it laid flat, so it would all drain out one direction. So that worked great. We'll see if I can lay this hose down and get soaked. Oh, come on. Okay. All right, so that's the one side, and then we just got to flip them over. And then we'll do the top side. So that'll take me just a minute. All right. And I'm pretty cautious with what I'm doing just because I still have I have that boot on, you can see, for my right foot. I had broken my 5th metatarsal, and it's still healing. In fact, I've got to go in and see a surgeon in a couple days regarding the break. I think they did an MRI, and they think there may be some bone infection, so I certainly hope not. If that occurs, that would mean surgery. The way they say it, they drill out the infection and add some kind of a filler and hope that it doesn't continue to infect the rest of my bone. So wish me luck on that. All right, now we got everything in place. We'll use the spray bottle, and you'll see this time, once I wet it down, it'll just immediately foam up. So you actually, if it's not that dirty, like these weren't that dirty, you can see some shadows, and then there's some lumps in my grass where the bumps are higher, which will make it appear darker. But you don't have to spray as much as I did. I didn't even dilute the Awesome End Cap because the dilution happens with all this water that I'm pre-soaking the carpet with. And I chose the end cap process because I thought, I want to get this done quick. I want to be able to vacuum out any residue. I don't want to use anything that it does take a lot longer to dry, so you don't want any wick back or browning or any of that stuff that you have to go back over with vinegar and neutralize it. So it just seemed a lot more smart to me just to go ahead and hit it with the Awesome End Cap, and I know that stuff's working fantastic. So we'll get that going. Once again, I don't want to get soaked. Nope, made it. All right. Okay. So I'm just putting it on there pretty liberally. And this is really, really simple. I mean, come on, right? It doesn't look that complicated. It doesn't look complicated to me. With a hose and some proper solution, and even if you used a deck brush, if that looks like an easy job, give me a hallelujah. So there you go. You can make some pretty good money doing this too. I did have to charge. I charged her my minimum charge, which is just $129. But she's a little bit outside of my delivery or my pickup zone, so I did charge her just one $15 delivery and pickup fee. And I'm hoping I can get them dry and get them back delivered either first thing tomorrow morning or later this evening. Have another happy customer. And the $15 delivery fee, basically, it just gives me some leeway as far as, when you're in business, you got to remember you got revenue and you got expenses, and part of the expenses, very little bit of chemical, definitely the labor. I think it took me about 40 minutes to do this job, which is not bad, but you got labor, you got your supplies, and then the gas. Since I have to pick up the rugs, she just left them out on her front porch. After we had a conversation, I left her a business card that I picked them up. And I also took a picture of them sitting at her front door so that we have that. And basically, my little NV200, that Nissan van I drive, man, I think is so good on gas mileage, probably 28 to 34 miles per gallon out here. So gas was $1.90 a gallon. And so you figure she was, a little over 25 miles. She was about 28 miles. So I said, it's over my regular pickup. So she paid the 15. So what's it going to cost me? $1.90 twice. So two, say $4. And so I still make $11 on the delivery fee. But remember that you're not ripping anybody off, because what are you doing? You're actually getting out of your truck. You're physically loading these things into your vehicle. You're unloading them when you get back. So it's all part of it's almost like shipping and handling. If you go, well, you shipped it and shipping was $3. Why did I pay $15? Because the handling. I had to get a box, tape, all that good stuff, drop it off at the post office. So you can see it just really going to town here. And if you were looking over my shoulder, you'd see all the dirt. Surprised me. I didn't realize they were that dirty. In fact, I'll show you at the end here when I shop vac it out. I got a lot of soap foam. I should have took the camera over with me when I dumped it, because the water was black. All right. And I'm doing it in a couple different directions. I always do the edges real good. That's what I like about the brush. And in normal circumstances, if somebody's not asking for the rug spa, like they call it, or and I tell them, they can watch my videos, I don't hide anything. So they know that, I take them to my shop and I do them, which my shop's at my house. It's on my business license and everything, the address. So no biggie. But you don't have to do this method on regular rugs. You can do, if you don't want to do, rugs on site, maybe you don't like being around people, and I understand that. I grew up with a guy that actually owns a carpet cleaning business. He bought from me one of the businesses I had out in Las Vegas. He still runs it. But his thing, it was funny. He just does not like people. He would, when he was learning the business, I had to talk to everybody. Funniest guy you'd ever want to know. He's like, he'll do really good work, but he's like, he just cannot talk to people. He doesn't want to confront anybody, or I don't know what it is. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, if you don't want to talk to people and you want to get into the area rug cleaning business, then you can still pick up rugs like this and just spray them with the regular 2-gallon sprayer. You may not have to do the backside, and just use your Oreck brush, go over it, and then use your pad, dry it, and you're done. Let it sit for maybe an hour or two, make sure it's fully dry, or put your fans on them if you want to buy fans. And then, and for that matter, you can use any fan. It doesn't have to be an air mover. It could be just, a little portable window fan or whatever you have. Just put some circulation on there to get them dry. And then roll them up tight. And, you can take a piece of paper if you want to, and, print out something, with your business name on it. And when you wrap them, you roll them tight, and then you take your cellophane wrap, and you just go, if it's a small rug, just go around the center like 4 or 5 times, tear it off. That way it's not taped. It's easy for them to pull the cellophane right off or cut it off, but it keeps it rolled, and it looks, pardon me, it looks professional when you return it. So, but for me, I always make it a point to call them when I'm ready to return it, make sure they're going to be home. And on this one, I'm getting paid when I return it. She was an elderly lady, and usually I get paid before, but in this case, you're protected because you leave them in the truck, and then you get paid while you're standing there when you return them, and then you release the product that way if you're worried about getting screwed. So, but what I'm getting at is, you can just take these back. You don't have to do them on site if you don't want to. If you're like my friend, you can go out, smile, meet the people, or talk to them on the phone and have them leave them on the porch, pick them up, leave some information, and you're good to go. Pretty simple, non-invasive business. But I do recommend, with that saying, that if you're going to get into business, you should develop your people skills. And I can tell you one of the best ways to do it is there's a book by Napoleon Hill. I believe it's Napoleon Hill. It's called How to Win Friends, or How to Influence and Win Friends. Wait, what is it? I can't even remember. I'll have to look that up and I'll put it in the description. I think it's How to Win Friends, How to Influence Others and Win Friends, or something of that nature. But it's that short little paperback book. You can probably get it on eBay for a couple dollars. That thing is a gold mine. It'll help you develop the skills where people, you'll understand a little bit more about customer service and dealing with people. So, and it's just a good overall life lesson. Okay, I'm gonna get all of this other stuff put away. Let me show you what we got. Again, there's some shadows from my trees. All the dirt rolled out through the bottom, looking good. Nice and clean. Definitely won't be anything left in the carpet as far as allergy or allergen. And when I spray it with the CLO2, that probably will disinfect 99.9% of everything else. And I didn't tell her that I'm going to spray it with CLO2 or disinfect it or anything. You don't want to get into telling people that you're 99% or 99.9% anything when it comes to disinfecting. And this shop vac, this is that new one I got. It's got a 2-stage motor in it. And oh my gosh, it's an 8-gallon. It was about $167 on Amazon, but look at this. I mean, I pulled the brush off because I thought I'll just do regular suction. No way. I mean, I couldn't even move it. Look at that. Took the head off. I think I saw the Wheeler Brothers, if you watch or if you're on their Facebook, they have a VLM lounge Facebook business page, VLM for Very Low Moisture Lounge. A couple of great guys. They do products on Amazon, influencers, and I think they listed one similar to mine. It might not be. I think it was a 4-gallon, and it was like under $100. So you could definitely get away with that. But regular shop vac's okay, but the 2-stage motor is what you want. That thing is what they put on portable carpet cleaning machines. And what I did here in order to get through this is I put the brush back on. There's little clips. You can put the little brush for hair on there. And what that does is it doesn't, so I don't get a complete flat suction. It leaves a little bit of room for airflow, or CFMs is what we call it in the industry. And that way it'll lift all that water out. And you'll see it just gets all the moisture out of them. All right, and that's funny thing too is I watch a lot of carpet cleaners because I've done truck mount, portable, everything like that. And when you're steam cleaning, if you watch these guys and they're just pushing down real hard, and a lot of guys think, oh, I'm going to push real hard, and that's going to make those triangles even deeper, and it's going to look so nice. But what they fail to realize is that if you take the wand off this unit right here, you put a quarter in the palm of your hand, and you put your hose right over the quarter before you turn it on, just completely put it over it, tight against your skin, and then turn it on, and then wait for a few minutes, and then have someone turn it off. The quarter will still be in your palm, because without airflow, it's the vacuum is actually stopped. And so those guys, and that could help a lot of guys that are out there that are not getting carpets dry, and they're like, oh man, it's taking a day to dry or whatever. What you want to do is just glide over the carpet, and you can test a room, check your unit and see how much water comes out. I've done it. I'll pour 5 gallons into my extractor, and then I'll do a couple rooms just gliding over it lightly, and then check the water, and I recovered almost the whole 5 gallons. And then I've done it where I've pushed down and I only get about 2 gallons out. So that kind of confirms that. I thought I'd share that little tidbit with you guys because of what you just saw, how it was sucking tight to the carpet and not I couldn't move it. So, and that's another thing, with the truck mounts you get a lot of CFM, which is good. But you're running a lot of hose depending how far you're going. And with a portable extractor, if you do it with a good portable extractor and you have, like mine has a booster on it, I can get a ton of CFMs. In fact, this 8-gallon vac master with the 2-stage vac, I think it says it's 130 CFMs. 130 CFMs, and or is it 130 water lift? And I don't know, I think it's 130 CFMs. I'd have to check it. But check it out. Looks good. They feel dry to the touch. Obviously, there'll be some moisture underneath, but you can't see the water. It's probably, that's an 8-gallon tank. I probably got 4, maybe 5 gallons out. And minus the shadows casting from all the trees. They came out absolutely beautiful. There's the bigger fan. I think that one I got on eBay for like $140. It really, really blows. Has 3 speeds. And these are wheel chucks. Just another little tidbit. Guys that use these know that, you can tip them in different directions, but sometimes the only direction you can't is get the tip facing down even further. And in order to really get the air moving across the surface of the carpet, I put those wheel chucks underneath the back of it, and you can see it pushes it facing down, both of them. And then that gets the air flowing the way you want it. So you can see the air movement down there on the tarp. Awesome, right? Okay. So I hope this video helped somebody. I enjoyed making it. I also, I love entrepreneurship and tips of the carpet cleaning business, whether you're a truck mount guy, a portable guy, VLM, end cap, whatever it is. We all share a common goal, and that's clean carpets. So I'm going to kick back for an hour, grab me a soda, go out on the back there, sit on my lawn chair on the beach. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Stay tuned for another episode. I have some really good jobs coming up, and I'll see you then.